Oh, morning. Surprised she's saying good morning today. Hey, Ozzy. Come on, Lulu. Let's go. And so, I'm surprised that she responded to me. What I've learned is that everybody is not equipped. They might be very smart and very intelligent in certain ways, but some people are just not emotionally intelligent. Doesn't mean that they're just horrible persons. Sometimes that development shortens. So, um, yeah. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, they doing construction. They didn't even tell us. All right. The only reason that I knew was that I went to the meetings, the neighborhood meetings. To back to what I was saying. If y'all see a couple of interruptions, it's just because our Wi-Fi tower. They took our Wi-Fi tower. They tore up because we had a tower right there. They tore up all the trees. So messed up. Come on, Lulu. I need you to get sick. All the tree stumps. You see one of them. It was like 3 or 4 trees on this small street. It's really really nice. Gave out shade, and it was young trees too. Like, yeah, they had to be maybe a couple. Those are new trees, very new. Um, had to be like maybe about 50 years old or something like that. Real sad. I know I'm a tree lover, so I like plants too. Anywho, um, yeah. So, I wanted to talk about God's promises because God has been just really hitting me hard with this. Like, step out on faith. Like, I got you. I told you about the surrendering thing yesterday. And so I was getting into that. I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead. Hey. I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep going, right? And so I did, you know. Tell me why I had so many attacks that night. And I'm telling y'all this. Usually, like, if you have something like that, some kind of spiritual warfare, it's kind of just best to keep quiet. But this was something that God allowed me to share, okay? And it was like, when these attacks came, I don't know what came over me, but I was like, didn't I beat this last year? Didn't I just beat this? Like, what the heck? Like, come on. And it was like a pressure. When I say it was a pressure, it was a pressure to where I was spiritually, like somebody was spiritually forcing me. I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what it was, okay? Um, and you guys, I want to tell y'all how I know. Well, and this becomes what you learned in your background or what you know is, okay? So literally, I was um, it was like ringings, like attunements in my body. Like it felt like a pressure. Once I got into my place, it was a pressure of me to go. Like you feel like this antsy and this pressure and this get up and move. Like to go, get up, go, go. And I was like, what? So I get up, I move around, and I'm like, sometimes God will get you to do that, to get up and to call to go, you might have to get out the house to go and talk to someone. Sometimes you'll come with those one word kind of things. So, you just it takes time. I won't say it takes time because some people know what the Holy Spirit is and what's not. You gonna know. I'll say that you gonna know, but it might take time for you to step out on that. So anywho, there's a lot of people out today, more than usual. Usually it's a ghost town. People walking around. But anywho, I get up and I leave, and I noticed that all the pressure, and so I knew. Y'all, if y'all see the interruptions, that's what's going on. We missed some of our towers because they're doing a lot of reconstruction around here. And so, yeah, I missed, um, I was like, well, maybe I miss, I'm supposed to connect with somebody. I had that instance. But as soon as I turn around, I'm like, well, maybe I need to go, I was walking my dog in the night too. I took my dog out. And something else, like, I know that was the Holy Spirit for real. It was telling me to go back. go back and pray over your house. Okay. Sorry, y'all. To go back and pray over your house. And that's exactly what I did. And I was like, what the heck? And as I was going in, I heard the Spirit again tell me, stop. Now, listen to what happens. Feel what happens. And well, it wasn't feel, but I heard it inside of me saying, listen to what it sounds like. Now, when I say this, it didn't sound like anything. I didn't hear anything like audible. It was in my like spiritual, okay? And so I go in and I feel all this pressure again. I'm like, what the heck? What is going on? Like, what is this really about? Okay? What is this really about? And so I'm like, I don't know what this is, but um weak to the point that I am falling out, like literally, falling out. I don't have a prayer partner at this time because this was, boom, right intentional, right, like totally boom, in there. And I say, Lord Jesus, help me. This is what I'm saying in the spirit. I'm not opening my mouth, none of that. That's why I know there's power. You know, we speak more than what we speak far more than oral, okay? We speak far more than oral, okay? And so, and go to sleep. Okay, y'all, I'm not even gonna move from this spot. I'm just gonna finish this story. Um, yeah, I literally, when I say literally, I, yeah, I literally had to stop, had to know from previous and from before. I know from before that, um, I rebuke you, Satan. Okay, so y'all see that? And I was sitting right in the spot where it was at, and then all of a sudden it just stopped. But anyhow, you don't win today. I'm still gonna tell this story because it's gonna make a lot of sense. And so, yeah, I'm sitting there. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm sitting there and I'm just praying because I know this is a bullying spirit, with Jezebelic or any kind of spirit, dealing with bullying, bouldering. Sometimes that's a Jezebel spirit, usually an underwater spirit too. But I'm sitting there and I just keep praying. I keep praying. I keep praying because I know, spiritually and physically, with bullies, they always try to figure out who's going to be a weaker person. They just don't jump and bully people. Okay, they try to size you up. They try to size you up. And being a person that has been bullied, let me tell you, I see my big shirt, I don't care. Let me tell y'all, I used to get bullied a lot. And it wasn't because I couldn't fight. I would just hold back and try to find out, is this person, which I shouldn't have did anyway. But one thing to get that bully off your back is when y'all get to going and you get to fighting, whether it's physical or verbal, because you're gonna have to fight a bully that way. Okay, you might have to fight them with words. It might not be hostile words, but you just have to let them know where you stand, where they stand, and don't give them any lead room. When you're dealing with a bully, you have to constantly, when I say constantly, you have to constantly fight. You have to constantly be on guard. And I'm not saying be on guard to be all frantic or anything like that. But a bully really is there to help you get on your toes. Okay? Um, like I said, a bully will not try to jump on you or get on you if they think that it's going to be a hard struggle. Just like somebody who's going to rob you, they're not going to come and rob you if they think it's going to be a hard struggle, unless it's vindictive or something like that. Um, and so I kept praying. And I was like, this morning, I didn't I couldn't even get work done during the day because of that pressure inside of my home. And I said, you know what? tomorrow come, yo, I'm going in. I'm going in full strength, full stride. I'm praying. I'm getting this stuff off. I'm not. And when I say I'm not, I listen. I am not. I went through too much. God has brought me through too much to not fight, to get up and fight. And so, I got up this morning. I turned off, y'all. I just really had to get myself in sync. And sometimes you can get distracted, especially watching television. I was watching television a lot. I'm like, what the heck? I don't even watch television like that. Y'all know I didn't. And once you watch television, you packing on the pounds. You eating sweets, fried food, stuff that you don't even eat. I was like, man, I don't even get accustomed to it. Like, I don't even like the taste of it, but I'm sitting here eating it. How? So I was like, no, this got to go. This got to end. On my feed, even on YouTube, y'all, because I don't watch a lot of news, and now the news is saturating every freaking device we got, and YouTube, every kind of Google Chrome, everything else that we can have. They're going to puncture us with that. So I take myself off of it. Okay. If you don't get your goofy looking, y'all, people, I don't even try to pretend no more. Luna, I don't even try to pretend no more as to who and what I'm called to do. Y'all, this dude literally, y'all, I'm gonna let it go. But I don't deny who and what I'm called to no more. It's time out for that. Things are getting closer. And so, Luna, Tuna, come here. Luna, come here. Luna, she is not listening to me. Come here. She being bad, y'all. So, but like I was saying, I keep going. I keep praying. I keep, going in. This morning, as I'm cutting off my other device, y'all try not to have more than 2 devices going on at the same time, because they will, man, I won't even get into that situation, but I try not to have too many devices on at one time. No more than 2. And I learned that from one of my college professors. I learned that from God, but it was, college professors confirmed that and put science behind it. But anywho, where are they going? Excuse me, y'all, for spit. Ugh, that's kind of gross, y'all. Getting a lot of fleeing because I'm freaking eating all these fried foods, all this cheese stuff that I don't eat. Anywho, so y'all, and I'm taking this shirt off as soon as I get off. I'm getting my stuff together. I'm like, okay, God, you told me to do a couple of things this morning. I'm gonna knock them out the way. I couldn't do it because of the gadgets that I was trying to find. It wasn't in the right spot. It was just all kind of crazy stuff. But I was like, okay, God is assembling things. He's gonna make things right. He's making things right. He's gonna make the time for me to fix everything, because I'm not in control again. Once again, I'm not in control. So, I'm trying to put things together. I'm trying to clean my house, do all this other stuff, and sure enough, on YouTube, because I'm about to take out the second device, and I was like, I'm just gonna use one device, have my music on until the library opens, get a CD, download the CD, so that I can just listen to music uninterrupted. Not paying a freaking streaming device for that. Go get the CD. Real simple. That'll knock everything out, You want to be intentional. Things like that. And they know that. And so it's like, I'm going to get my prayers right. I'm going to be intentional for, at least 30 to 90 days. That's my thing. It makes a difference. And so as I'm doing that, it's this girl on YouTube, and I never followed her, anything like that. I watched the video, and it was talking about, the video kept showing up on my profile pic, on my page, the video just kept showing, and it was talking about how God paid all my bills for me, and it was like over like $10,000 or something like that. And so she goes into the story. She talks about how God was calling her. She couldn't find a job. She became a social worker. She was, I know she was trying to get in the social work field, like case management, things like that. Same field that I was in. So I'm like, okay, God is resonating. Okay, whatever. And so, yeah, they go into the whole details about everything, and she begins. Oh, excuse me. She begins to talk about. She begins to talk about how she was in a situation, how she was struggling, how she couldn't pay her bills. She had her savings, it dwindled down. She was listening to God told her to go to this church. She was like, okay, I don't really want to go to the church, blah blah blah, whoopie whoop. And how she was like, she intentionally just not kind of tried to not show up, don't set your alarm, stuff that you usually do. I've been there, done that. And she was talking about how God woke her up, all this other stuff. Long story short, she just kept going, and uh, things were really tough. She still gave out of her need, stuff like that, and how she started attending more, going more, having a relationship, and how there's more and more people turning around. I don't even know. Usually nobody's around, y'all. On Sundays, nothing comes out, okay? I've been here over 4 years. Nothing comes out, y'all. Nobody's out, okay? It don't matter how hot it is. Nobody is out here until like at least about noon, okay? And this is kind of early in the morning. Luna, come here. Come here. Come here, homie. Let's go put you up. Come on. Let's go this way. But lo and behold, everybody out looking for stuff. Okay? So anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and try to walk back. So all of a sudden they get to look like they want to go back. Oh my God. The nosiest of them all. And so anyhow, yeah, she talks about that, how she got stuff recovered, and not only that, they helped her before. And it started making me think about the experiences that I had here. Now, this is a place that usually, I'm telling you, I've seen people get assistance here like crazy. I've seen people do that. But for me, that did not happen. I watched other people get blessed, which for me, I don't get tripped off about that. No, let me take that back. I didn't get tripped off with that until I saw someone who I thought that shouldn't have been blessed, okay? Okay, that tipped me off, especially when y'all see somebody who was just a complete scoundrel, but you don't know what God had in store for them. You don't know how God is shaping them. So I had to learn that really hard, but I had to learn how to accept that. Okay, so I've seen that too, and excuse me, and so yeah, this is a place that usually do that, but I have watched multiple times with people being blessed beyond measure, and I had to attend and to watch it while I was going through my hardships, while I was still serving. Y'all know, if y'all seen my videos, if you watched it, how long, there was a point in time where I had to literally serve. I didn't have to, but I knew that God was calling me to serve while I was homeless, okay? Literally every single day. Then after I got out of homeless, how I still had to serve and how to get in line. And so watching that gave me a couple of confirmations about what God was telling me. Like, I'm in control of everything. It confirmed what his word says. It backed it up. Man does not promote a demo. It's God who promotes and demotes. So you don't have to prove anything to them. You don't have to open up your mouth and say, unless God instruct you to. You don't have to do none of that. You don't have to do any of that. What God put in you and you showing the work is going to show out. Just like that lady, she was talking about, her things. Yeah, she opened her mouth and she said some things, But I'm sure it was more to that story. How she was talking, I know it was more to that story because she talked a little bit about how she felt during this process, and I had to and talked about the purpose of discipline. And this is why I tell y'all, like, yeah, I felt really hurt. I felt really kind of, real bad. But guess what? It taught me a lot about discipline. It taught me a lot about self-preservation, because when you are with God, you are holding up a different standard. You're not. It's you just not going after your name. You standing in reputation. As a representative of God. So now, to people who may or may not know them, or people, not only people who may or may not know him, but people who are struggling on their way just like you. So when you put God first, and you put his principles first, and you put what he says first, even in the midst of you feeling like crap, even in the midst of you feeling like real bad, even in the midst of your feelings, it's going to turn out to a result. It's going to give you a better result. And so this is why I say what I say. This is why I say what I say, as to keep going. It doesn't matter about your feelings. Now your feelings do matter, but when it comes to obeying God and to get something higher, because it's not about versus what is better or how I feel or anything. It's about getting the desired result. You know, she wanted something greater than herself. She wanted to get something that was out of her reach. You cannot do that in your own power. Meaning you can't do it based off of what you know, how you know, who you know. It's not off of that, because you want something greater. If you want something miraculous, you have to operate. You have to operate out of out of miraculous. You know. You can't do stuff that's just, oh, it seems right or it feels right. Somebody hit me, oh, I'm gonna hit them back. And I'm not saying take anybody's like abuse or anything. No, that changed people that I never thought it would change. I had to get that for myself, literally. When I say literally, I mean just that. I literally had to understand that, comprehend that, get that in my head for myself. For myself. Okay? For myself. What else happened? Um, yeah, that's what I got from her. Another thing I got from her, well, not got from her, I got from that, because when it got finished, and I was like, because I had took, let me tell y'all, that video kept popping up in my feed. It would pop up in other people's feed if I came around it. Didn't have my phone, so it wasn't pinging or anything, because with these devices, they will ping, especially if it's 3 or more. Um, they'll ping, and mine was not. It wasn't pinging, so I had it like 3 times. Luna, come on, come on. No, hey, homie, Luna, Luna, what is wrong with you? This girl's tripping. You tripping, homie? Yeah, so that's what I got from that. Like, it was just it kept showing up in my feed, y'all. And when I say it kept showing up, it kept showing up. I couldn't even try to hide it, even if I could. Like, if I was in somebody else's come on, let's go over here. If I was in somebody else's car or something, or I'm watching television, it doesn't even have to be. It wasn't even like, how you have stuff on like other platforms like Facebook. This girl's video was popping up talking about this, and she was like in tears, and so it was kind of weird, because even how this girl was wearing her hair is how I wear my hair when it's straight. So it looked like my actual hair. She got on a lace front, but it looked like my actual hair, like the whole setup. And so just seeing it, I was like, at first I was like, I'm not gonna look at it. It's not worth, whatever. But today I was led to watch it, and I saw that, and it was like I said, God was confirming to me, like, it was not in vain. Keep following the process. Do not stop, because I'm a person that will try to stop in the middle because it's so intense. Not understanding that the reason why you need to go through is to get what you can, to get the desired goal, is to get the desired goal. And so, um, hey, and so, that is what I did. I listened to her story, and God was like literally telling me, okay, this is what's next. This is what's next. And she was talking about, she also talked about how she had to work at a job, and she had to get up and leave. So some of that stuff was just hitting home like none other. When I say hitting home, it was hitting home. Um, and so I'm saying this because I was like, maybe this can help somebody else. I know this is the journey talking about myself, but I understand that this is greater than myself. You know, you don't go through things alone. You are not the first person that's going through it, what you're going through. Now, you might feel like you're alone because people around you are not going through it, or you're not in connection, or people are just not telling you. You'll be surprised that you could be going through the same thing right next to somebody, and they're supposed to minister to you, you're supposed to minister to them, and because they're afraid or they feel like it's not mattering, it doesn't matter to them, that you don't get to hear that. You know how many if you only knew, of course you ain't gonna know how many divine opportunities that you missed, all of them, because some of them are not just on your part, you know. And so, um, yeah, I made this video so that someday, even if it's in the future, you know, there's a lot of people, because, you know, I had to start this channel over, and now I have way fewer followers than my other channels. There can be somebody who, you know, 5-10 years from now don't want to give up, you know, and God is moving them to a breakthrough moment and to a promise that was designed for them, and they're feeling weary because, you know, the enemy starts attacking them, you know, left and right. That's a clear indication when you start getting attacked that you so close to what you about to go to. Like, you are so close to about what you're going to get. Okay, when that stuff gets so hard to where you barely can make it, or it's so many distractions and things like that, that's when you know you are about to make it. One of the things that I know right off the back is when I see more people, you see this, like, I see more people attracted to me, I'll get more phone calls, I'll get things like that. So one of the things that I will do if I'm going through a process like this, and I know listening to the Holy Spirit, I know this is a spirit of a time for abundance, and I'm getting tackled down by, opposing, another spirit is opposing what I'm going through, because everything has a cause and a negative and a positive effect. So understand that realms are, spiritual realm is really real, and the demonic is real, just as the heavenly is, the angelic, whatever you want to call it, is really real. And so when you're breaking through something, you are choosing a direction that you want something. You choosing a direction or a flow. Okay, you are choosing a direction or a flow. And if you're picking one side, the other side is gonna come at them. Okay, it's going to more intense than the other, especially if you've been on coming out from one side, or you had more influence on one side than the other. Okay, so yeah, wanted to put that out there. I wanted to share some of that. But yeah, I would get a lot of interruptions. Um, in order to preserve yourself or preserve your energy and things like that, you have to be very intentional on who you have to give, because it's a limit for you. It's a limited amount, So, um, you have to understand that, And so, that's what I wanted to share with you guys, dealing with the Holy Spirit and getting lit. Oh, look at Rosie. Oh. And so that's what I wanted to share. Um, yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you guys about. Yeah, because it's very much imperative, especially, and God doesn't let you. One thing I've learned about God, God will let you see something to get you prepared for something else. Had I not seen that, I know I would have been okay. I feel like I need to do this, but I probably would have got distracted. I probably would have still been feeling a little bit down. That seeing that clip gave me hope. Gave me hope to follow through. You know, and telling y'all, especially, it's it's one thing to see your life, and she was talking about how her life changed overnight. Her life changed overnight. She was talking about how after when she made this video, she was talking about how this video was going to bless other people. That was another thing. So I knew, you know, this was intentional. God allowed that to happen. Um, but sometimes it'll get you nervous. Okay, it'll get you nervous. It will get you darn nervous. For what you were called to do, and things like that, especially if your plate is great, or your star is great, meaning your gift, your contribution to the world is great. Dealing with humanity, dealing with helping other people, multiplying lives, because that's what you're doing. You're giving people hope. You're multiplying lives. You're not killing their spirit. You're feeding their spirit. That's what I say when multiplying lives, because when your spirit is filled, things happen. Oh, y'all, forgot to tell y'all, this is off the topic. I'm gonna get off of here, but it's off the topic, but kind of on this topic, because God was telling me He was going to restore things, but He was going to make things better than they were before. Okay, God never just replaced things. I've never seen in the Bible where God is a multiplier. We are the adders. We add unnecessary stuff to our life that don't need to be there, but God is a multiplier. Okay, every single time you hear about He's a multiplier, He's a multiplier, He's a multiplier, He's a multiplier. Okay, and so. I remember God telling me that I was going to get everything and some. Everything and some. And so I was like, okay. And I don't know how, but okay, God, if you said it, then I believe it. And so I kept trying to I kept trying to work on it. I told y'all about that whole story. But when you hear something like that and you know the precedent, God's stuff, God's word never changes. If you know that His word never changes, and you truly believe it, you can fully follow it. You can follow things full-heartedly and not have so much resentment in it, because you know that you are sacrificing something. You are letting go of something to get something greater. Okay, you are letting go of something to get something greater. Okay, it's only people who don't know how to sacrifice that end up losing even more things and even more money trying to do things the easy way, or try to get around and try to do things just not ethical. Okay, and so, excuse me. And so, when God was telling me this, I got so nervous, because I'm like, man, think about how He, blessed Job. Think about all the other people in the Bible when He blessed them, okay? When He blessed them far beyond expectation. It was beyond what you can imagine, And it gets scary, okay? Because not only is it's a good thing to have a blessing, but understand how to properly take care of a blessing. Am I equipped to take care of this blessing? Am I equipped to do this? Am I equipped to do that? Man, there's so many people from the shelter walking on out of here. So let me get up in the house. That was one thing that I had to get used to. But yeah, so I just wanted to share that. I want to share that piece with you guys. I'm going to get off of here, because I got some other work to do. Hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned. Your journey to Jerusalem. Bye.